Divine Rise. Blessed be to the day. You know, we win in the day. It's easy. It's easy to protect your energy. It's easy to protect your energy when you're just padding the numbers on the boards. It's easy to protect your energy when we think it's based on avoidance. It's easy to protect your energy when you're living in a state of avoidance, when you're living in a state of neglect, when you're living in a state of separation. It's easy. It's super easy. It's super easy to protect your energy when you think that it's based on avoidance. Remember yesterday we were talking about it's not what it does, it's what it is. It's not what it's doing, it's what it is. It's not creating conditions based on what it does for you, but what it is to you. What is it teaching you? Protecting your energy is no different. There's a difference between doing the work and padding your numbers. One thing that I learned, that if anybody that's ever went to school for psychology or for psychology, sociology, any of those joints, you know, we had to learn statistics. The study of the numbers and the variables and how they came into play. That's what protecting your energy is. Protecting your energy is not based in avoidance. I dropped a video earlier on my TikTok. It's in my story. Protecting your energy is not about avoidance. It's not about avoidance. Protecting your energy is not about avoiding the byproduct or the creation of what you created based on the frequency you was on. Protecting your energy is about acceptance. Protecting your energy is about acceptance. I hear it a lot. I heard it a lot earlier on. I used to say that shit a lot of times. I had a shirt, one or two shirts that had the shit on there. And it was like, I'm unapologetic. And I've talked about being unapologetic. I don't want to be unapologetic without yet understanding how to apologize to myself. It's very easy to be unapologetic when you haven't learned how to apologize to yourself. The power in the apology. It's very easy to, once again, it's very easy to protect your energy when you're doing it from a place of avoidance or the necessity of the conditions that you're in. It's time to assess the byproducts inside of your space. Remember, your space is your opportunity. So you can sit there at your house all day. You can sit in your house and sit in your bubble of comfort and avoid all of the lessons that are coming in and keep saying that you're cutting everybody off and you were getting tired. You're tired of people sucking your energy dry and all of this shit. But as I've said before, it does me no good to say that I'm doing these things, doing this work, when I'm just trying to keep my stats in a pristine position. It's easy for me to avoid, it was easy for me to avoid changing the numbers on the board through avoidance. It's easy. It's so fucking easy. It's easy. It's an easy ass concept. But what is it connected to? I remember a lot of times, like, when I was coming into the space with myself and I wasn't protecting my energy, but I was defending my behavior. Are you protecting your energy or are you defending your behavior? Question you got to ask yourself. Are you protecting your energy or are you defending the behavior? Are you protecting your energy or are you defending your habits? Are you protecting your energy or are you defending your patterns? Are you protecting your energy or are you avoiding the lesson? You know when you're avoiding the lesson because it repeats itself. I knew when I was repeating lessons because they would repeat themselves. Deep down in my spirit that I was not, deep down in my spirit that I did not yet evaluate, I knew when I was avoiding lessons. I knew when I was avoiding conflict or growth. I knew when I was avoiding some shit because I wasn't assessing myself. I wasn't assessing my spirit. I wasn't assessing my energy. I didn't want to assess my energy. I wanted to stay in that. I wanted to stay in the space that fed my behavior, that got me to where I was at. I didn't want it to really change because remember, as we talked about yesterday, my conversation was based on speaking about the problem. My conversation was always based in speaking on the problem. But I never brought a solution. The only solution that I bring to the table is they got to fix it. They're the ones that messed it up. This is before I had an understanding of the law of attraction. Everything that came in my space, everything that comes into your space is based on the frequency that you're on, the energy that you're on, the energy that you're trying to protect. Everything in your space is coming to you based on the frequency that you're on. The things that are in a constant motion, always around you, always happening, you're more closer to that frequency. You're more closer to that than you are to the aspects of where you are. The things that you seem to keep repelling out of your life and keep leaving out of your space, those are the things that you're not really in tune with. You're not really in tune with it. Everything's going to happen in that sense of that automatic with that, in that frequency with yourself. I remember looking at myself and I remember really looking, really paying attention, really starting to look, really starting to assess, really starting to reflect, really starting to learn that I'm on this journey in my path. And I remember looking at how things would shape up. And I remember the things that would get triggered. I remember every time getting triggered. I remember when I would do a fast, when I would start studying more, when it was time for me to spend time to myself, I spend the time to myself and stay to myself. But staying to myself in that sense, it was easy. It was easy to stay to myself. It was easy not to be around people. Grand rising. It was easy. Because I wasn't assessing my energy. It was easy to protect my energy. It was easy to protect my energy when I wasn't assessing. It's easy to protect your energy when you're not assessing. It's easy to protect your energy when you're avoiding those lessons. It's easy. It's mad easy. It's super easy. But when you start assessing and learning those lessons, when you start doing that internal work, you got to stop being worried about the numbers that are going to be on the boards. You got to stop worrying about those statistics. There's nothing from 7 years ago that I can use except for the memory, except for the lessons from the memories. There's nothing from 7 years ago There's nothing from 7 years ago, 7 months ago, 7 days ago, 7 minutes ago, even if we keep going to 7 seconds ago and going all the way down to the fraction, that I'm not learning to become more efficient. Protecting your energy is learning how to become more efficient in the awareness of learning the lesson. Look at the things that have happened in your current state and then understand the things that are repeating based on the past state, and you'll notice the pattern. The key to protecting your energy is learning the pattern, assessing your habits, assessing your behavior, assessing your reactions. Because remember, your reaction is just based in your comfort. Your state of comfort is based in simply reaction. Every time that I could react to something, I knew how to react to it. I knew to tell that bitch to shut up. I knew to tell homeboy to calm down. I knew to say that over and over and over again. I knew how to react if they were lying to me. I knew how to react if they weren't telling me if they were telling me the truth or a lie. None of that shit mattered. Because my reaction was triggering the wall of showing me where my comfort zone was. So I could so every time that I would be emotional in those spaces, we stay emotional. I don't know why motherfuckers keep lying to me. Because you've had the conversation with yourself. You said to yourself at a point in time, we're using a paraphrase, but you said it in many other ways. You said to yourself that you don't believe or you don't trust somebody. By acknowledging that simple layer, why do you stay there? Why do you stay in that space? It's time to assess that emotional attachment. You can say that I'm tired of my job, as an example. You're tired of your job. Why do you stay there? Because you know exactly how you can react there. You know exactly how you can move around. You know exactly what you can do inside of that space. Remember, your purpose, your potential, the changing of your perspective is outside of your comfort zone. Just like in that same space, you know exactly how to move around. You know how to avoid. You know exactly how much you can neglect. You know exactly how much you can avoid. You know exactly how to use your emotions and the level of your emotional literacy inside of that space. You know exactly how to manipulate the space so you can stay comfortable and stay reacting. Remember, it ain't about good or bad. It's about positive and negative. I say it all the time. I remember saying it all the time to myself as a mantra. There's negative things that serve me, and there's things that are positive that don't serve me. That doesn't mean I'm going to cut them out. That means it's time for me to assess them. Even though this is positive, even though I'm getting a positive conversation or this positive energy from this space, why can't I seem to apply it? Why does it seem like white noise to me? Why does it seem like something I can't take in? Why can't I apply that to my life? Because those positive things that I'm trying to bring into my space, I have to assess my negatives. That's the only way I can apply it to my program. All these negative things keep happening to you. Even when I'm thinking about something positive, something negative happen. It's time to assess those negative aspects in your space so you can start applying to focusing in the positive. It doesn't matter if on one side of myself, I'm only focusing on the positive. It's just as detrimental as me only focusing on the negative. Because if I always focus on the positive and the negative comes up, the negative things come up, or the things I need to work on to stay in that positive motion, I'm gonna avoid it. See, that's why I can't go that way. Every time I go work out, every time I go do my core workout, my stomach hurt. What do you think was gonna happen? Every time I'm about to about to go to work, every time I'm about to call out of work, or even the time I think about calling out of work, somebody called out of work before me. Now I got to work extra hard. What did you think was going to happen? That's just not your idea. Everybody on that frequency got that same idea. When it benefited you, it was positive. But now that it don't benefit you, it's negative. Now you I'm unapologetic. I'm unapologetic with mine, but you haven't learned how to apologize yet to yourself. You're protecting your energy, but you're doing it from a state of avoidance. You didn't jump in and say, oh, I'm going to be celibate. Okay. Why? Because I'm tired of these niggas coming in my life. I'm tired of these chicks coming in my life, fucking with my energy. Okay. So what did you do in your 4-year stint of being celibate? What did you do in your 6 months of being celibate? What came up? Your urges. What came up? Your urges. Your urge came up. See, man, it's hard because I don't fuck with humans. Okay. Why? It's time to assess. It's easy to maintain the numbers that we put on the boards by not assessing our statistics for the fear of becoming a statistic, the fear of becoming a number, the fear of understanding that I got to understand the plethora of the quantity of the things that I've accepted in my life before I can get to the values of quality. Before I can assess my value and understand my value and tap into that self-worth program, I got to assess my needs and my wants and why my needs and my wants are why they play out in my space. What urge does this need or this want keep me inside of my comfort zone? It's easy. It's very easy. In order to understand what something is, you must understand what it isn't first. The negative always comes up first. So when you're thinking about protecting your energy, it's not based on avoidance. It's not based on neglecting. It's not based on neglecting. It's not based on avoidance. It's not based on rejecting. It's not based on avoiding conflict. It's not based on your wounds. It's based in assessing your wounds. How did it get there in the first place? Or else you're just going to be cutting niggas off every other week. You're going to be cutting people off every other week, avoiding the conflict. And now, since you're on both sides of the spectrum, remember, you're stuck in the land of duality. Now you go look for the conflict. Seeking you shall find. Based on what you know about yourself. You can't keep avoiding the conflict. Conflict is a natural aspect of growth. I remember going back, far back, when it came to me protecting my energy. And I did what most people would do. It was just based in a state of avoidance. And it worked for like the first couple of weeks. It worked. I'm not going to lie, it worked. It worked very well. It was like, hell yeah, I'm protecting my energy. I'm not going here. I'm not going here. If my mom called me, I'm not going to answer. If my sister called me, I'm not going to answer. If this person called me, I'm not going to answer. It was easy. But then, remember, until you assess it, it's going to keep coming up into your space. Peace. So if I'm sitting in that space and I'm avoiding answering that phone call, eventually in my space, somebody going to call me, and someone that's going to call me that has access to me from that same frequency is going to go tell me something about that person or tell me something about that place. And then I'm going to be right back in there all over again. Before I know it, I'm all the way back in, and I'm doing this. I'm repeating the same patterns and the same behavior, stuck in the same habits, stuck doing the same shit till I get fed up, angry, the same emotion that fed the space until I get too much of it. I can't release it because I'm not assessing. And then I end up doing the same. Why does shit keep happening to me? I'm trying to protect my energy, but there's too many motherfuckers trying to suck my energy away from me. It's time to assess your energy. It's more than just you sitting there saying that I'm protecting my energy. Exactly. I'm protecting my energy by wearing all of these crystals. I'm protecting my energy by speaking my affirmations. That's step one. What other steps do you have to take? Remember, it's the path, not the result. Remember, it's the path and not the result. You got to understand that part. It's the path and not the result. It's already there. It's already there. But we don't get deeper in there tonight with Unapologetic. I want to get deeper in tonight with this unapologetic Stockholm syndrome that a lot of motherfuckers get stuck in. But that's going to be on the God Hour show tonight. Facebook, live, Dark Samedi Ra. Tune in. But I want you to be the best, of course. In order to win the day, in order to move forward in the day, in order to understand your strength at your core and take yourself forward, you got to understand the shit that's in your darkness. Until then, your perception, you're simply preserving the projection of your perception based in your hurt. It's time to change your perspective. It's time to tap into your purpose. It's time to understand where your potential lies. It's in your darkness. Everything from readings, consultations, and a whole slew of other aspects, works that we do over in the Word of the God Alchemist with Papa Lucifer. Hit me up in the inbox. Set up that appointment. Set up that reading. I can guarantee you it will be the best consultation that you will ever, it will be the best conversation that you will ever have based on your readiness and openness and honesty to yourself. I can't make you ready. You got to be ready. No one can make you ready. You got to be ready. And to be ready, you got to step out of that comfort zone. Be fucking great. I love you.